Please welcome to the show, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, did you ever think you'd be back?
Cheers.
Excited to be back. Don't worry. I got this nice throwback Gatorade can.
Well played.
Please welcome Caitlin Clark to the show. Caitlin, it's great to have you back. Thanks. Excited to be here. Let's do this. Right from the start, you could tell this wasn't just another feel-good interview. Caitlin Clark surprised everyone by joining Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi for a candid, live Zoom chat that quickly turned into a headline-making moment. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't polished. It was honest, open, and totally unfiltered. She talked about everything, adjusting to life in the WNBA, behind-the-scenes locker room talk, and the
product placement.
There we go.
Our show loves it. Our show loves it.
That shaped her career. And of course, she did it all with the wit and charm fans have come to love. Oh, and yes, there was a little product placement, but the show rolled with it. Classic. So, what exactly did Caitlin say that has the basketball world buzzing? She opened up about her relationship with Paige Buchers, gave a shout-out to Diana Taurasi, and took direct aim at the false rumors Cheryl Swoops has been spreading about her team. And no, she didn't hold back. Ready for the moment that set social media on fire? Flashback to a year ago, Diana Taurasi looked into the camera and
what will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing. And that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
reality is coming. It was a bold statement that made waves. Diana was pointing out the huge leap from college to pro ball, from dominating teenagers to going head-to-head with seasoned pros. It was her way of saying, welcome to the big leagues. And now, Caitlin's answering that call in the most unexpected way.
Congrats on your retirement, D.
Thank you.
And congrats
now,
you.
Unfortunately, reality is coming to me now.
What's your big plans? What are you going to do?
I keep telling Sue I thought I was going to have all this time to do all these things. I'm more busy now. So if I give you any advice, play as long as possible.
We'll see. We'll get to 10 years. Then we'll think about it.
It's 10 years.
And let's just say, Diana Taurasi had to eat her words. Back when she warned Caitlin that reality is coming, many took it as a challenge. This time around? Caitlin's response was calm, cool, and confident, a sly smile, a slight nod, and just the right amount of swagger. The energy between them was fun and playful, but make no mistake, Caitlin made a statement. Taurasi, recently retired, joked, reality's coming for me now. Caitlin smiled back, congrats on retirement. Thanks, Diana replied. So, what are your big plans? I thought I'd have...
What was it like for you two to play against each other?
It was amazing. I've been following Caitlin for so long and been watching her college career just in awe, and to be on the court and, the first game was in Phoenix and it felt like the last game that was ever going to be played. There was such anticipation. The crowd was going crazy. All the people that came out to see Caitlin and our teams play against each other. It really was an amazing moment. And you talked about how, if you could play against anyone that is this new generation. So I got to cross paths with Caitlin, at least for a couple games. And to me, that meant a lot, Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and to see Caitlin do what she does is, I think someone said the other day, I'm like, I want the season to start so I can watch you again.
If I can give you one piece of advice, play as long as you can. Caitlin grinned, we'll see. I'll aim for 10 years, then we'll talk. For Diana Taurasi, a legend who's played over 2 decades, getting to face Caitlin Clark wasn't just another game. It was something bigger. A moment that marked a passing of the torch between generations. Reflecting on their first matchup in Phoenix, Diana got candid. It felt like the last game that was ever going to be played, she said. The energy was off the charts. The buzz wasn't just
what it was like to play against D.
Well, I was saying, that game in Phoenix, because we only played in Phoenix one time. And it was before Olympic break. Obviously, we had All-Star there too, but it was a great game. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we were down 10 or 15 and came all the way back and won. That was our first win versus a team that was above 500. So thank you. I appreciate that.
For Taurasi, it was surreal to finally play against someone she'd watched light up college basketball for years. I've followed Caitlin's career for a long time, she said. Seeing her take the court in person, it was special. And for fans in the arena that night, it was unforgettable, a true full-circle moment. The crowd was wild, Diana Taurasi recalled, thinking back on that electric night in Phoenix. People showed up in full force, not just for us, but to see Caitlin. It was really something special. She admitted,
Caitlin, how excited are you for this next WNBA season? New head coach and Stephanie White. You added Natasha Howard, who Sue knows really well, DeWanna Bonner, which I know really well, Sophie Cunningham. I mean, it seems like, from the outside, this roster's ready to compete now, which is easy for us to say. We know there's a process to get there, but when you see that and you see those names come in, what does that make you feel like?
with someone from this new wave of talent meant a lot to her. If there was anyone from this new generation I wanted to play against, it was Caitlin. I'm glad we crossed paths, even if it was just for a couple games. That meant something to me. We've been doing this a long time, and watching her do what she does is inspiring. Honestly, someone said the other day, I can't wait for the season to start so I can watch Caitlin play again. And I feel the same way. Caitlin's response? Pure class, but with her trademark competitive edge. She remembered that Phoenix game vividly. And it stuck with her for a reason. We were down by like 10 or 15 at one point, Caitlin said. And we came all the way back to win. That wasn't just another game.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously on paper we have a really good team, but, you only have, we start training camp, I think, on the 27th, and then, we have a back-to-back of preseason games on May 3rd and May 4th. So it's you have a very short amount of time to put that together, and 7 new pieces, and whether we carry 11 or 12, more than half of our roster, that's a hard thing within itself, but we should be pretty good. And I'm excited about it. I think what we needed was, we added a lot more experience. In the playoffs, we just didn't have that. We were a young group. Even Kels, obviously with being with the Fever, during her entire career, she hasn't really had the opportunity to play in a ton of playoff games. So having that, whether it's Sydney Folson, whether it's DB, whether it's Natasha Howard, whoever it is, I think having that experience is going to be really good for us and that leadership in the locker room. So
it was their first win against a team with a winning record. It was personal, it was gritty, and for Caitlin, it was proof they could hang with the best, including a living legend like Taurasi. That was our only game in Phoenix, she added. It happened.
Showing off your guns. Everyone's wondering, have you been hitting the weight room? Was it the camera angle? What happened there?
How did you do that? I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
AI is getting out of control.
And right before All-Star. It was just a great game all around. So thank you, Diana, I appreciate that. Beneath all the competitive fire, one thing was clear, the respect between the two was real. That night wasn't just about points on the board, it was about legacy, evolution, and a generational handoff captured live. Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi might be
So what are you doing in the off-season, working on your game?
You're trying to get stronger, a lot of time in the weight room, and it's something I kind of enjoy, so it's been pretty easy for me to spend time in there and really work on that part of my game. And, I think the biggest thing on the court is just that mid-range area. I got pretty uncomfortable in there when I would get in there, whether that's I didn't really have any floater. I didn't like taking a mid-range jump shot. So just getting more comfortable, when I get my feet kind of into the paint, and honestly trying to just add a floater to my game and, finishing through contact and little things like that. But, I think just going back to the weapons that we've added this year, there's going to be so many different things that we're able to do that I think it'll be able to make my life a little bit easier, and it should make everybody's life a little bit easier on
of their careers, but on that court, their stories collided and created a moment fans won't soon forget. As Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi laughed and reflected on that unforgettable game, it became obvious, this wasn't just a light-hearted chat. It was a rare moment where basketball's past and future met with total respect and joy. The conversation felt easy, but the meaning ran deep. Then the topic turned to what's next. Caitlin, how excited are you for the upcoming...
People in the Fever were like, that's
not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to.
Sue Bird asked. You've got a new head coach in Stephanie White, you added Natasha Howard, who I know really well, and DeWanna Bonner, who I know really well. Sophie Cunningham's in there too. From the outside, it looks like this roster is ready to compete right now. It was the perfect setup, and Caitlin was more than ready to respond. She's not just entering her next season with momentum, she's walking in with one of the most stacked lineups in the league. And she knows it. You could see her light up talking about the pieces that
not true.
I think it's something you kind of just become used to. It's like people think they know what's going on inside of your locker room and they just don't at the end of the day. It's just, the girls that you have in there and then obviously your coaching staff, and that's all that matters. And honestly, like the best thing about last year is like we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games or whatever, but like we wouldn't have won if we didn't have a tight-knit circle or a good locker room. And that's the reason we kind of turned everything around, is just we like needed some time. We were a young group and, we figured it out. But yeah, it was really fun.